Hey there, guys and girls. How's it going today? Today it's a very interesting day. Today was my first day of clinicals for pharmacy school. And if you watched yesterday's video, I was kind of talking about, I was wondering, how I would manage to do things, because I'm very busy right now, how I would manage to make the YouTube videos. But I think the way I'm going to do it is the way I did it today. I have to get up very early and, pretty much at the crack of dawn and get my workout in. And I didn't get to edit these video clips and do this voiceover until after clinicals today, after I was finished. So I'm not sure how well I'll remember things, but I'll do my best, and that's all we can ever do, regardless of what we're doing in life. Anyways, less about school, more about the calisthenics video. It was kind of a rainy day. It was a little cool. It's a lot different from yesterday. This morning it was like, I would say it was probably in the low 50s, high 40s Fahrenheit. Haven't done my my mental math, so I apologize for the folks across the water. Probably should have thought about that, but I think that's below 10 degrees Celsius. Put it this way, it was cool outside. Like the ambient temperature didn't feel bad, but it was the wind. It was very, very windy. It was rainy. The wind chill was very cold. I came out the door with just a sun shirt on, and I had to go back inside and grab this jacket and throw on over top. Once I had the jacket on, it felt pretty good, other than the rain. There was some concerns I had today about how well I was going to be able to maintain my grip, especially when I'm doing things like front lever, human flag, all those core related skills. But it actually worked out pretty good, and I feel like the day went pretty good, and I'll probably try to keep doing things this way, maybe even after I finish clinicals. I really liked working out really early this morning. It was nice to get the workout in and get the workout over with before I started my day, instead of trying to do it, like in the middle of my day like I usually do. Anyways, the intro text is a bit different, as I talked about yesterday. Let's see, don't really have the text for a quick breakdown anymore, but let me know if you want me to keep putting that in, or if you don't mind if I just talk about the stuff instead, which is what I was about to do. Today is core day, of course, and so after this warm-up, we do a stretch and we warm up, we shake things out, we get loosened up, we get prepared to work out. I've talked all about that before. You're probably pretty familiar with that, but the skills today, we done front lever, human flag, and back lever. And then we got into the working sets, which was the leg raises on the rings, 45-degree flag isometrics, and back extensions, and then of course I stretch and cool down. Today was a really great day overall, because I did not get a full human flag today, but I feel like I unlocked the secret. Like I learned the secret to holding the human flag. I feel like today was really a game changer when it comes to my human flag training. I saw a video the other day. I forget the exact name of the channel. I think his name is like Geek Climber or something. He's this little guy that he makes these videos about how he tries to learn different skills in like a week amount of time or something. But this video, you could probably search Geek Climber, Geek Climber, human flag or something like that. It was about a 5 or 6 minute video. But there was one part of that video that I think helped me more than anything else. And you could very easily miss this detail if you watch the video, but he talks about how when he first tried the human flag, things didn't quite feel right to him. It felt impossible. And I'm sure, many people feel that way, including myself. I'm a very strong guy. Just real quick on this different clip here with a sledgehammer. Sledgehammer is a great warm-up tool, great piece of exercise equipment that you can get at your local hardware store. But anyways, back on topic. We're still warming up, but back on topic. The detail that I caught from his video was only about 3 to 5 seconds of his total 5 to 6 minute video. And he said he really thought about the human flag and how it felt impossible. And he came back a day or two later, and he really tried to have his bottom shoulder more forward in the position, and his top shoulder more back in the position. So your chest is it's sticking up more, it's facing the sky more, and your whole torso is rotated up more in the position instead of being a vertical straight line. I'm not sure how well I described that, but I'll try to talk more about that as I do the human flag today, or as I attempt to do the human flag. Like I said, I couldn't quite get a full human flag, but I definitely made some progress. I was able to support full body weight on both sides, but I was not fully extended, was the key detail. But I learned how a human flag should feel, and made me feel kind of like a dum-dum for training for 15 years and not discovering this for myself until I saw someone else talking about it on a YouTube video. But anyways, we're warming up, like I was saying earlier. I think here's where the skill training starts. And first skill is going to be a full front lever attempt, which I can pull up into, but I cannot hold and maintain the position. I start sinking like a boat anchor. So I have to drop the difficulty down a bit, go into an advanced tuck there. But then we kind of switch things up a little bit. We come over to the parallel bars. We grab the big thick band I have, and we're going to do some band assisted front lever here. We're trying to decrease the difficulty of the skill so that we can increase the quality and teach our body what it should feel like. Now, honestly, the biggest challenge of really any calisthenics skill is learning how it should feel. And once you learn how something should feel, it makes training the muscles associated with that skill so much easier. Before that, it's kind of like you're going in a boxing match blindfolded. But once you learn how a skill should feel, you will know if you're engaging the muscles properly or not as you're training. Here's that human flag, and I'll still talk a bit, but I feel like these clips really speak for themselves. Some of the big things to point out here was I gripped a bit closer to the ground, and I tried to kind of, instead of jumping up into the position, I tried to kind of pull with the top arm and push with the bottom arm. You have to pull and push very hard, to say the least. But look at that! Look! Oh! I supported full body weight for just a sec. It probably looks very sloppy, and it was very sloppy. But that was night and day progress compared to where I was at before I discovered how my shoulders should be. Look at that! This is my second attempt. I was able to do it right away there on the weak side. I switched to the strong side, And swinging around the bar. Swinging around the bar is still an issue for vertical grip. But I'm very excited to try this new way of lining my shoulders up. Look at that. Yeah, I'm telling you guys, it was like you flip a switch when I discovered this this modification to the way I attempted human flags. It's like you flip a switch and it all of a sudden got easier, but it really made me realize just how much strength it requires to hold a human flag. But honestly, most of the strength is in your shoulders. Like, I probably have the core strength to maintain the full extension, but I don't quite have the shoulder strength to resist the leverage of my body weight protruding out like that. And again, just to remind you guys, in case you missed what I was saying, the modifications that I discovered that I feel really made the human flag progress for me today was that you have to stick your bottom shoulder forward and pull your top shoulder back when you're in the flag position in such a manner that your chest kind of faces up towards the sky and your whole torso is kind of rotated more up towards the sky. And then you just have to think about pulling as hard as you can with the top arm, pushing as hard as you can with the bottom. And like you saw me do on those attempts there, just try to muscle your way up into the position instead of jumping. And you can shorten the lever and pull your legs in like you saw me doing to take away leverage. And that really gives you a lot of time to think about what you're doing and how it feels, how things should feel, like what's working for you and what's not. And it also doesn't put quite as much shock on the joints as compared to when you jump up into the position. But once you learn how the position should feel, it is also a good strategy to jump up into the position and then try to come down as slow as you can, which is what I did there in that second clip of the human flag skill training. Anyways, I'll quit talking about the human flag. If you have any questions, leave those below, and I'll try to help you guys the best I can. But I was very thankful to make that discovery. Shout out to Geek Climber for mentioning that. It was very easy to miss in his video, but I feel like it was a real game changer. Anyways, we're back on human flags right when I finish talking about them. But here, this is more of a working set. This is an isometric hold. This is also a great building block for human flags. This will really help you build that foundation of shoulder strength in order to hold a human flag. And today I've done even better on these because I took what I learned when I tried the full human flags with a vertical grip earlier during skill practice. I took what I learned there about how holding the position should feel, and I applied it to these 45-degree holds, and I feel like that's really going to be a step in the right direction because it's allowing me to train the muscles pretty much just identical to the way that they are for the full skill. If you'll notice, that detail, just to try and make it easy to understand. If you'll notice, when I first come out into this position, you'll see my top shoulder roll back and my bottom shoulder roll forward. See how my belly there is kind of facing up towards the sky, and how I'm looking back. I'm long necking, I'm sticking my neck out, getting a little pose in there, decreasing the amount of leverage overall, but that's what I'm talking about. Like, you have to kind of rotate the torso where it faces up, and you're pulling really hard with that top arm, pushing really hard with that bottom arm, and that will be the difference maker for you guys and girls for your human flag training. Here we're getting into the back extensions. It was very wet and rainy today. There's a clip here in just a sec. It's kind of silly. I didn't edit it out. I left it in. It's not this clip, but it's the next one, I think. But I kind of laughed myself during, while it happened. So I figured I would leave it in. It was very wet outside today. Everything was very slippery. As I was saying earlier, I was concerned with how well I was going to be able to hold on to the bars, but thankfully holding on to the bars went pretty good. But holding on to this ball here, or grabbing this ball, should I say, to start the workout was definitely where I struggled the most with. Dropped it purposely there. But this clip here, this is a little bit silly. So I think everything is going to go good. I reached down to pick up the medicine ball. This is a 10-pound or 4.5 to 5 kilogram medicine ball. And look at me there. I just cannot get it to save my life. The ball is wet where it's rolled around on the dirt and the grass. And this is a thought that came to mind. My journey through the American college system has been a very rough and bumpy road, to say the very least. But
that is the most I've ever struggled to pick that up.
As I'm saying there, it's the most I've ever struggled to pick up that medicine ball. But my ride through the American college system has been a very rough and bumpy road, and I almost feel like here in this, when I was trying to start this set, that pretty much summarizes how my journey has been. But thankfully I was able to pick up the medicine ball eventually, after I tried so long. I think I tried for about 30 seconds to pick it up there to get things started. But I did succeed in the end, because I didn't quit, and I really hope and pray that's how things go with school, and especially now that I'm in pharmacy school. And I have found a means to an end, so to say. Here's one more, a little bit of a funny clip. So I'm starting the stretch out. There's a little mini freestyle here where I try the 360 spin over to the hands. And unfortunately, my pants decided.
Got stuck again.
I promise it's just the pants. I promise there is no part of my human body stuck in there. It's just cloth.
My pants.
Yeah, it's just my pants, but I was a little afraid that I was going to rip my pants off trying to get out of that. Like, they were really stuck on the bar, and thankfully they didn't rip off. But I promise you, and I promise the pants, I was coming down. I don't think the pants would have held me up there if I decided to let go of the bar. But thankfully I was able to get out of that predicament, and we can finish stretching out and shaking things out before I go in and get cleaned up to go do my first day of clinicals. all the people at my first clinical seem very cool. So I think it'll be a very interesting experience. It's a good learning opportunity. I learned a lot of things today, and I'm sure over the next 2 weeks while I'm there, I'll learn more things. You know what? And it goes beyond pharmacy school, just for everyone. You know, every day is a learning opportunity. You know, every workout, every time you try calisthenics, that's an opportunity to learn something. You know, we live during a time, you know, with the internet so available, that really anything we want to learn, if we put enough time and research into it, you can pretty much learn about anything you want to learn for free. And you know, I think that's pretty incredible. You know, a few decades ago, it wasn't that way at all. And you know, I think there's pros and cons to everything going on in the world right now. But I do think one good thing going on is, if you put in the effort, how easy it is to learn things that you want to learn. Hopefully my channel is helpful to you guys and gals, and if you're wanting to learn how to work out, or perhaps you already know how to work out and you just want to try to learn some new things, or see how other people are doing things. Hopefully my channel is helpful to you. Hopefully we can all learn something together. But thank you guys for watching, and have a nice day. Take care and happy training. Bye-bye.